Hello, Jean, Sue from Darlington. I hope you have better temperatures than here. Hi Diane. I think it's everywhere warm. Hi Doreen. Oh, look, there are some people joining. They want to cool down. Well, I can't complain, to be honest. We have downstairs airco, so but outside it's just like an oven. And I don't like the hot weather, so I am glad to be inside. Hi Lorraine. Hi Greetje. Well, I'm just going to head off and see who's joining later. No problem. Hello Con. Hi Connie. Valerie. Oh, from Plymouth. What are the temperatures there? Sharon. Oh, so nice. Okay. You can see I'm going to, again, with the hot weather, I'm going for a Christmas paper, but not a Christmas style card. So the Christmas papers also lend themselves for other styles of card. Still 32. Oh, I'm going to top that. 35 still. No problem. Hi Dawn. So the very festive season papers are very versatile because I am using this one, and I don't think this particular has to be Christmas, and there are a lot of beautiful papers in here. I'm just going to quickly show them. These are beautiful. I have to use them also. This one also. I love this one also, really cool. That, and some pieces I already was working with. So I'm going to use this paper pad. The nested scalloped stitched rectangles. Yeah, the paper pads are amazing. The nested scallop stitch rectangles. The background collection, the texture stamps. And then the Ticker Prases DL stamps. I am so glad that these three are back. I mean, I love them. And the postcard, of course, you have seen them the last few days more and more. But this one is really amazing. Oh, cooler today with thunderstorms. Oh, I hope it cooled down. That's really better. The layering, stencils, dies, and budding stem. Okay, and also I'm going to use a older stencil. You can see this one is used really well with all colors and paints are on them, but it still works perfectly. And I'm going to show you in a moment what I'm going to do with it. Because, okay, I'm going to tell you now. The stencils don't only have to be used for the ink with the blending tool. You can use them with paints, of course. You can use them on every other thing. But did you know that you can also emboss these? They are a perfect quality. They are thick, but not too thick. They are sturdy, so they work perfectly to emboss. And I'm going to show you that in a moment. No, I forgot to take the paper and cut it out. With the warm weather you have to forget something. So I'm just going to show you how to emboss this. Okay, just like that. Okay, you have the paper. I have a sturdy, this is I think the 240 GSM. Yes. And I have the stencil, I'm going to take my little old cuddle bag, my glass of water out of the way for a moment. Okay, well, you have more plates. You have the thick plate and this one, and I have two of these thinner ones. I'm going to use the thinner one. And now, where did I leave my embossing mat? Okay, I just left it here. Okay, that's really, I'm sorry, bear with me for a moment while I am looking for my embossing mat. What did I do with it? Okay, another solution, no problem. Let's have one look. No, it's not there. Okay, I think it has melted with the heat. Okay, I have my embossing mat normally, so I'm going to use the two thinner plates, and instead of the embossing mat I will use two thin cloths on top of each other. They are a little bit thicker than they would be, like this. Going to place the paper on top of the cloth, and then the stencil, and then again this plate. Yeah, okay, and I'm really, oh yeah, I am really messing it up. I have to use this one because if I don't, it doesn't work. Okay, I blame it on the heat. Okay, let me once again, the base plate and the two thinner ones, one thin one, the embossing mat, the paper, the stencil, and the other thin piece. We all think all alike, don't we? Yeah, it's the heat. And I see I really do need my embossing mat to do that. Now I'm going to use the thicker one because that works also. Oh, let me. Okay. It's getting hot in here. Okay, but you get the basics. And now the reveal. You have the beautiful embossed paper. And you work with that, with paints, with the embossing dabber of the blending tool, I mean. So you can see this works really nice. You get some other imprints, so it's really cool to use those stencils on that way. But okay, at first I did cut out this piece from normal paper and embossed it with the I'm going to see. Oh yeah, amazing are they, the paper pads, aren't they, Tina? I used the paper, I embossed it with the stencil, and then I used some inks on it. I used the vintage photo and the Shabby Shutters. You can see some pieces of the Shabby Shutters here. You can see this piece is blanco, but there is another piece of card coming over that. And the scattered straw. And I mixed that and made it a bit of rustic. And after that I used some wax to add some gold tints, bronze, or any color you like with the wax. So this would be the base card, and I use the postcard. This one I'm going to show you quickly, and I'm going to make another one in some different colors. So thank you. So the postcard, I stamped the postcard on the Christmas paper, and let me show you. Oop. I got one that I messed up. You can see this one I double stamped, so I couldn't use this one, but I'm going to use a part of it for some other piece of card. So you can see I used the paper and then I stamped the postcard on it. And let me show you with the piece that isn't very nice, that I maybe not be using. Can imagine, if you can imagine, this card would be the whole way. I did rough up the edges with just the scissors. The paper really roughs up nicely. You can even go really hard, because I like to have it real rough, vintage, and like this. Well, you do all 4 edges, and then I thought, well, it could be a bit more. And then I'm going away. Let me look myself up again so I can see the comments. Hi Annie. Okay, well, I thought it would be nice if it would be more rougher than that, so I did this. Oh my gosh, the lovely paper, but it makes it real old, and I think it's fun. So you can see that I've made it like this, and let's have a look. I'm going to take the vintage photo to show it. I just gone over some pieces over here, and of course the edges, because I don't want to see the white roughed up edges. It has to be a bit more less clean. I don't like the whites on there. So you can see it's really easy to create that. So I used the 3D tape. Hi Mary. Oh, that's the heat. That's really the heat. Okay, just put it on here like this, and then I already did cut out this flower, and also on this one I used the same colors. I used for the rose the Shabby Shutters and a scattered straw, and I stamped it also on the same paper. I embossed, well, I used the stencils to draw the rose on the same papers I used, the Christmas papers. So this paper, and I thought it would be nice that the background of the edges wouldn't be white. So I used a little bit of wax here and there to make it shine and make it a bit, well, different. Ah, thank you, Con. And I'm just going to glue it on there. No 3D. Like this. Well, it will stick on there in a few moments. Okay, like that. And then I used the DL stamps, the Ticker Prases, and I embossed it. You're Awesome is this one. Also stuck some 3D foam tape on it. And there is the first card. I'm going to let this one dry. So this card is ready like this. I made a standing thingy for the back so people can stand it up straight. So that's this one, and now I'm going to use the other Christmas papers, the Christmas Romance, and you see it looks different with this paper, because also this one has really busy papers, but I'm going to use this one, and it doesn't say directly Christmas if you use it the way I will do. So let's take this aside. Hi Lisa. So we'll use this one, and I already cut it out, so no problem. This is the background, and I will build it up with this paper, and then the embossed, I used the Maze stencil to emboss this one. So first I'm going to do the background, and I will use these beautiful stamps, the background stamps, and I'm going to stay with a bit of a green, so I'm going to use the old paper that has a bit of a greenish tone. I'm just going to take the stamp with my hands like this, and just go to do the edges, because that is what you will see. So, oh Lisa, hi. Yeah, the romance papers are amazing also. I mean, I love all the papers. It's sometimes so hard to choose which one to use. Okay, so I used this one, and of course, as every time, I'm going to do the edges. I love to do the edges. It makes it gives it just a touching finish to a card. You don't have to do it, but well, I do it very, very often. Oh, you can't live without them, Con. I mean, this stamp is from the first time Lisa released it, and I really, really use it on a lot of projects. I mean, these also, they are great, and the postage also. It's really, and not only for the romantic cards, but you can use them on everything. So useful. Yes, Lisa. Okay, this one, I'm going to do the edges too. It has the green already in it, so, but I want it to stand out from the card just a little bit more. You can see it gives it just a little bit of an extra touch if you do the edges. And I'm going to stick it down. I can't say it enough, these stamps are amazing. They are really a basic necessity for the card making and other projects, so I can't live without them anymore. Okay, so that's this one, and now I want to make this one beautiful, and I'm also going to use the old paper. You can use the same color, that's no point. I'm going to make the card in the same color scheme. And I'm going to do the lifted areas that I embossed with the stencil, the Maze stencil. And I don't want it to cover it all the way. I mean, you can see it's here is it darker and here it's lighter, so it has to be just a bit smudgy as actually. So, and if you don't like smudgy, I would say old paper. Yeah, it's a greenish color. It's a really I mean, this is also a really old old ink pad, but it has yeah, it's a bit of an aged color. I don't think this one really, yeah, it comes across really good. Let me show it. It's really comes in, it's the scattered straw, if you know it. It's really, the scattered straw is a bit browner, but this one is really a little bit greener. So it really fits perfectly with that. Let's have a look. I'm going to need, yes, very subtle, yeah. Oh, Nikki, no problem, you can watch it back. I'm going to add a little bit of green wax that I had lying here. It's just a little bit too green for me, but okay, it does the job. If you have a green or a little bit brown, the brown from Lisa would match better. You can see sometimes you don't think things through and then you get something, but I want a bit of a shimmer. Well, okay, I can get some copper wax on there too to make it a bit smudgier, and it lifts, it takes the green to the background a bit more. Yeah, let's smudge it. Smudge, because you don't see it really good. I'm going to lift it up in a moment. It gives it a bit of a nice shimmer, and I love that. Ah, thank you, Con. So you can see it gives it a bit of a shimmer. So okay, let's clean my finger. Okay, so that goes on top of here. You could use the 3D foam tape, but now I'm going to glue it on here just like that. So let's see if I can get it straight. I think so. And okay, then I already had this one in my stash, and I colored it with, I don't know, I think it was the Twisted Citron and I think the Shabby Shutters or the peeled paint. I don't know exactly. It was somewhere stacked in my stash, so I will use this one. But now I think the edges are a little bit too white, so I'm going to, let's have a look, take the old paper again, and because the card is a bit smudgy and a bit vintagey, you can do this. So you can go over it, over the edges, and if it's a bit smudgy, that's not a problem, because vintage can be old looking, of course. Vintage, old looking. Let's just add a bit over it here and there. It doesn't have to be as straightforward as it would be normally if you make a cast card. So if you make a clean and simple card or a real clean card, I wouldn't do it. Then I would leave it because then it looks beautiful. But I think if I leave the edges white, it will distract from the background. So I think this looks better like this. So I'm just going to stick that on also. Just like this. And I won't use any 3D tape on this card. Let's move that a bit upstairs. Yeah. Yeah, Lisa is naughty. Lisa Robson. So, oh, thank you, Tina. I'm just looking if I, yeah, the color is great. Let's see if I can see. Yeah, Con, the old paper really is great. You got to have that one also. And then I also used again the ticker stamps, the ticker phrases. And I did emboss that also with Tim Holtz embossing copper color paper, embossing powder. So sorry I forgot. And ooh, you can see it's really white. It distracts from the background. So again, I'm going over it with the old paper color. So I don't mind that the letters are white, but you can see now it merges in with the background. If I wouldn't do that, it would stand out from it. On any other card it would be good, but I think this looks better. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Tanya. Tanya. We say Tanya in Dutch. That sounds really horrible. Tanya. Well, I mean, in Dutch it sounds really harsh if I say it like that. I said Tanya. But it's a lovely name. A friend of mine is Tanya also, so okay, so I did stuck that down, and there is the other card. Oh, thank you, Nikki. So you can see this card is also a vintage look, but this one, let's get them together in the scene. Yes, has the darker colors. So on this one I used the vintage photo, the scattered straw, and the Shabby Shutters, and I also used those colors on the rose. I used the warm lipstick for the rosebud. So that's for this card. And on this card I only used for the card base and pieces the old paper. So every color, the stamping and thing, and here on the front is the old paper and just a little bit of wax. The flower I also had lying in my stash, so I didn't make that today. And this one I prepped also. So you can see they are both different. And I hope I did get your mind going by using the beautiful sturdy stencils as a embossing, for the embossing. You can see it's really cool to use them like that. You could also use them with the inks for the background if you don't like to emboss them, but it gives it just a little bit of an extra touch to emboss them with these stencils. So I hope everyone did cool down just a little bit by watching this live tonight. And I want to thank you for watching me. And I hope it cools down a bit tonight for everyone, and maybe just a bit of rain, and that we can all go on and do the things normally tomorrow. I'm wishing you all a lovely evening, and thank you. I will see you in 2 weeks. I will be on vacation. I will make a video for you, so I won't be going live because then I'm on the camping, and so in 4 weeks I will be back. So but I will have a video ready for you that evening, so you can watch it then. Thank you. Goodbye. Bye bye, Danny.